Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Ankit Doval, and I work as a transformation consultant for Sears. I am one of the speakers for the day. I am also joined in with Janvi, who works as a transformation consultant for Sears too. So we are delighted to see and meet all of you in one forum. It's so true that a company's image is formed due to the customers it serves. We at Sears and Google thank you all for giving us the opportunity to serve you. With that note, I would like to introduce you all to the topic and the agenda of the session. So today we are going to talk about Google Meet and Google Chat and also the Meet hardware. So we are the speakers for you today. Myself, Ankit Doval, joined by my colleague Janvi Parekh. And this is the agenda that we have for the day. We will be talking about setting up Google Chat and Meet, top functionalities of Google Chat and Meet, switching over from Classic Hangouts to Google Chat, integrated workspace, and updates on the Google Meet hardware. So we have seen a huge amount of change about where and how people work today. And there is a broad level of trends on the market which leads to work from home culture in many places. With this situation, Google provides solutions which are agile, smart, and can be implemented in a short amount of time. These days, majority of the employees are away from their desks and they are working remotely. And also, most of our core productivity applications are data is on the cloud. So what do the employees need currently? The employees are looking for a connected and collaborative workspace to support their remote work, to let them connect with their colleagues or clients anywhere, wherever they are, and also access and find files what they want instantly, anywhere, anytime, any place, and from any device. So these are the trends pushing organizations to think about to transform the existing workplace into a more productive workspace and support remote working. So when it comes to remote working or integrated workspace, Google has now introduced the new integrated workspace. So when we talk about the integrated workspace, what exactly does it mean? Now we can seamlessly and easily access our emails, search for our emails, communicate with people within or outside the organization, and also instantly create meetings or join meetings within one interface itself. So let me show you some examples on the next slide. So over here, the examples or the screenshots that you see are from the mobile interface. So as I mentioned, Google has brought email, chat, voice, and video calling together. And they have added rooms so you can have all your conversations and manage all of your projects from one place. The same way, if you go to the web interface, all these applications are integrated into one. So we can easily access emails, chat, rooms, and meet within the Gmail application itself. We will talk about that more in detail in the next slides. A better home for work right in Gmail. So if you see on the right side of the screen, the example, Gmail has now integrated chat, rooms, and meet within the Gmail interface itself. So if you want to communicate with people within the organization or even outside the organization, you have the chat feature, which is enabled. You can simply click on the plus icon that you see here, and you can seamlessly communicate with people. Also, if you have created a room and if you want to communicate with all the people in a room, you can simply select any of the rooms that you're a part of and you can start communicating. What more? It has also integrated the Meet interface. Now, if I want to create an instant meeting or join my existing meeting, I need not open any different tab for it. I can join or create a new meeting within the Gmail interface itself. And over here, you also see the mobile interface, a screenshot of it, where emails, Chat, Rooms, and Meet is integrated within the Gmail application itself. So earlier, we used to have different applications for Google Chat, Google Meet, and even for emails. Now, if you have the Gmail application installed in your cell phone, within the same application, you will see all these integrated apps, Chat and Meet. So this is something which is newly launched, integrated workspace. Next, we can also now easily collaborate on projects. So if you see the example on the right side over here, we have chat, files, and tasks. So through chat, we are easily able to communicate with people. We can easily create tasks for people, follow up with them, and also see the files which are available here. So let me show you how this works. So this is my email screen. Now I have integrated the chat and Meet over here. So on the left side, if I click on email, I am able to view all the emails over here on my screen. Also, apart from that, I can seamlessly communicate with people. So if I want to chat with someone, a one-on-one chat, I can click on the plus icon. I can start typing the name of the person with whom I want to communicate with, and I can simply send them the messages. With this, I can send them emojis. I can send them files which are available in my computer. I can also share files directly from the drive. And also, if I want to create an instant meeting with Karthik in this case, I don't have to go to the Google Calendar. I can simply click on the Add Video Meeting option that instantly generates a video meeting link. The same things we could do on a one-on-one chat, we can create a room with people and we can perform the same actions. Now, how can you create a room? So you can just click on the plus icon here. There is an option that is available here that says Create Room. So when we click on Create Room, you can just give this room a name. And now, whoever you want to add in this room, you can select those people. And once you have added these people, you can simply click on Create, and your room will be created instantly. So once you have created these room or this room, you will see the options of chat, files, and tasks. So you can seamlessly communicate with people. So how is this specific room different from a classic Hangouts? So in this room, we can create a new thread for a new conversation. For example, I start a new thread. This is for project chat. So whatever communication people will send me in this specific conversation, all of it will appear here. Now, if I want to start a new thread altogether, let's say for project Meet, I can start a new thread. I can name it at the top. So I have two different conversations or two different threads created, one for project chat and one for project Meet. So all the people in this room who are participants, they can communicate or they can send their messages related to chat in this specific thread and related to project Meet in this specific thread. So let me show you another example. So over here, if you see, I have shared some files with my colleagues in one of the other rooms. So if there are too many files which I have shared, and if I want to search for my files, it becomes very difficult to keep scrolling the entire conversation. So now what we have is integration of files in Google Chat. So in a room, when I click on files over here, I will see all the files which people might have shared. So anyone who is sharing the file, it will let us know who has shared those files here in this room, and it will give us access to the files directly. So if I click on the file, since it's an Excel file, it is giving me a preview. If it's a Google file, it will give me a preview on the right of my screen, and I can seamlessly collaborate and start working on the file. I can start editing it here right away. So again, since we are talking about integrated workspace, I don't have to open this file separately on a new tab. I can directly start working on the file within my Gmail window itself. Apart from the files, we have tasks which are available here. So if you assign any task to people, if there are any tasks you want to assign, you can just click on Add Room Task. I just mentioned that please update the file. And if I want, I can add a date and time for it. So I can add today's date and I can set the time. Let's say I want this to be completed by 5:30. I can set that and I can assign this task to the people available in the room. So let's say if I want to assign this task to this specific person, when I click on add, now the best thing is whenever you have created this task, it automatically will send a notification in the chat itself. So this person will get notified that there is a task assigned, so they can come up to the task. And once they have updated the task, they can mark the task as complete. And at the bottom of the screen, you will be able to see all the tasks which you have completed. And then when we talk about meetings, if you want to access the meetings, you can click on new meeting to instantly start a new meeting from the Gmail web page itself. Or if you want to join your own meeting, which is scheduled, you can simply click on my meetings. It will tell you whichever meetings are scheduled for you, and you can simply click on the link and join the meeting instantly. So that is how the integrated workspace works in Google. Let's move on to the next slide. We can now access any third-party applications. You can even integrate your favorite business apps into the mix. The example that you see on the right side, we have the Concur bot letting the user know that they have an expense report pending their approval right within the chat tab itself. Apart from that, if you use any other third-party application, for example, Salesforce, you can integrate that as well. So we'll talk about other third-party applications in detail in the next slides. And if you need any help or assistance in integrating any of the third-party applications, you can get in touch with our team and we can help you integrate these applications. Now, along with the benefits over here in Google Chat, we will talk about the new features, the administration, and the bots or the integration of the bots in Google Chat. So over here, we see a comparison of Google Chat versus Classic Hangouts. So 3 years ago, Google initially released Google Chat, and it is by far Google's best and latest instant messaging tool. Since it was released a few years ago, it actually has been interoperating with the Classic Hangouts for quite some time. However, starting from the first half of next year, Classic Hangouts will gradually be replaced with Google Chat. We suggest you to start transition to Google Chat as Classic Hangouts will retire in the near future. Okay, so starting new year or next year, we will only be able to access Google Chat. So if you have not already transitioned to Google Chat, you can get in touch with our team. Our team can help you with the transition from Classic Hangouts to Google Chat. So when we talk about the transition, the first thing that comes to our mind is what will happen to our existing data. So whatever one-on-one chat you have in Classic Hangouts, that will get migrated to Google Chat. However, whatever groups you might have created in Classic Hangouts, that will not get migrated to a Google Chat in a room. So we will have to recreate those groups as rooms in Google Chat. So these are few Google Chat features. We can search instantly for messages and rooms, and we can filter by person, or we can also search for a file that we just saw. We can collaborate seamlessly via a one-on-one chat or a dedicated group workspace, and it makes collaboration really easy. And we can also easily share files with people within a room, and those files get instantly shared with the members. It also has an Hangouts platform, meaning it helps us interact with third-party applications from within the conversation. We just saw a couple of slides back how it easily was able to communicate and add the Concur bot, which reminded us for an expense report. It also has intelligent scheduling. Now, what does this mean? It has integration of the Google Meet bot, which will help us or which will schedule meetings for us on our behalf. Sorry. It also has enterprise readiness. So enterprise ready chat with vault support, and it also has rich admin controls. So these are some of the key features of Google Chat. Let us discuss about them in detail. So we have integrated video chat with Google Meet. So while I was showing an example here, so either be it a room or be it a one-on-one chat, we always have this option of instantly creating a video meeting link with all the participants in a room or even in a one-on-one chat. So that is directly integrated over here. Next, we have integrated notification with Google Drive. Now, what does this mean? So for instance, if there are any new comments or any access request, or if any files are shared with you, this Google Drive bot will automatically send you a notification through Google Chat if you have enabled it. So you will know that there is someone who is needing access to your file, or someone who has added a comment, or someone who has shared files with you. Next, we have the scheduling bot. So if you see the example on the right side of the screen, this person, Yoshiko, wanted to schedule a meeting with Johnny. So it asked the Meet bot to schedule a meeting, and the Meet bot scheduled a meeting over here. And what more the Meet bot can do, whatever time we are selecting here, this meeting gets automatically added in the Google Calendar. Okay, and if in case you want to reschedule, you can always ask the Meet bot to move the meeting to some other day. Now, how does the Meetbot work? So for instance, whenever you are trying to schedule a meeting through Meetbot with anyone, it will check for that user's calendar, provided they have shared their calendar with you. So if their calendar is already shared with you, the Meetbot will look for a suitable time when both of you can attend the meeting, and it will suggest you some time here through which you can easily create a meeting. So you don't have to open the calendar to create or make or to create a meeting. You can simply make use of the Meet bot that will allow you to create a meeting directly. Integration with third-party application. So we just saw integration with ConquerBot and Salesforce. These are some other third-party applications which you can integrate with. We have Zendex, Prosperworks, Dialpad, Trello, Freshdesk, etc. These are some third-party applications you can integrate with Google Chat, and you can work with them. So apart from these, if there are any other applications that you need integration with Google Chat, you can get in touch with our team. We can check the feasibility and help you integrate those applications with the Google Chat. Next, we talk about unified administration. So earlier, we had two separate tabs for Classic Hangouts and Google Chat. Now it is integrated into one. So if you want to make changes to any of the settings for chat or Hangouts, we have one tab here for Google Chat and Classic Hangouts. So let us see how the setup and configuration it works. So over here on the right side of the screen, this is how the interface looks like in the admin console. So we can select the chat service which we want to be available for the users. Okay. So currently the interface that you saw on my screen on my emails where chat was integrated along with Gmail, that was because I have selected the first option that says chat preferred. So basically with this, I will be able to view Google Chat along with the emails within the email page itself. If you have this setting enabled, chat and Classic Hangouts, what does this mean? This means that within the Gmail window or within the Gmail page, you will be able to view the Classic Hangouts. And if you want to access Google Chat, you will be able to open it in a new tab through chat.google.com. So this is a recommended setting, chat preferred. You can select that setting and click on save so that you are able to view the information, or you are able to view the chat along with email. The next application we are going to talk about is Google Meet. So in Google Meet, we will talk about the features which are available and also the upcoming features which are in the roadmap. So to begin with, the first slide talks about recording. Now through the admin console, you can go to the Meet video settings and you can enable the recording feature for your organization. How will this help you? Once you have enabled the recording feature, users in your organization will be able to record meeting the way this meeting is getting recorded. If you have not enabled or unchecked this, the recording option will not be available during a meeting. Next, you can also turn on the live streaming. So through the admin console, again, you can go to the Meet settings and there is an option available to turn the live streaming on. So what is live streaming? How does it work? We will check that in the next slides. Next, if you want to troubleshoot issues with Google Meet, we have the Meet Audit Log and the Meet Quality tool available, which will help you to identify the number of calls made, the number of packets sent and received in a call, and what was the quality of the call. You will be able to identify that with the help of the tools available in the admin console. Now, if you want to join a meeting, if you're using Outlook or some of your users are using Outlook, and if you want the integration of the Google Meet link in Outlook or Outlook Calendar, you can simply install the Google Meet add-in. So once you have installed the Google Meet add-in, whenever you are creating an event, even through the Outlook calendar, it will give you an option to select the Google Meet link. So for that, we need to install the Google Meet add-in. So if you need the support article for it, we can share that support link with you. And if you want to install that, you can install it for some of the users. Live stream video meetings to large audience. So this is what we just saw from the admin console a few minutes back. So how does this work? Basically, whenever you want to create a live stream, you do it as you create a normal video call or a normal meeting. It's just that instead of selecting Google Meet, when you click on the drop down here, you will see an option of live streaming. So this is the stream link which can be given to all the participants. Now, what is the purpose of this live streaming? When you want to have a one-way conversation, for example, if someone from the management, the MD, CIO, or the CEO of the company wants to address the entire organization, that is when we can schedule a live streaming. Okay, that live streaming can also be recorded, and the maximum number of people who can join this live streaming is up to 1 lakh. Up to 1 lakh participants can join this live streaming. One thing to remember here, when we say that we want to do a live streaming, this will be available only to people within the organization. If someone outside the organization tries to join this live stream, they will not be able to do that. Live stream is currently supported only for people within the domain. And if in case you want to create a stream and you want anyone on the web or anyone to join that link, irrespective of which domain they belong to or which ID they are logging in with, then you can make use of the YouTube live stream. Next is live captions. So this is one of my most favorite features in Google Meet, that is live captions. It is easy to follow what's being said in a meeting by turning on live captions, which shows text of the conversation in real time. So if you see an example on the right, the moment the captions get turned on, whatever is currently being communicated, it automatically gets captured on the screen. So it's a really good feature which we can enable, and it's an account specific thing, meaning if I am enabling this feature for my account or while I am on the video call or the meet call, it will only be available for me. Okay, all the other participants won't be able to see this unless they turn the captions on their own. Also, one watch point here, live captions are available in the English language. If we speak in any other language, let's say Hindi, Marathi, or Gujarati, it won't be able to recognize that and it will randomly just type some words. So live captions are a part of Google Meet. What's next for Google Meet? So there are a lot of features which are in the roadmap. Some of it might have already been launched. So let us see what are these features which are available in Google Meet. Meeting attendance. So having a record of who attended the meeting is really useful for many reasons. And Google is working on making that really easy to use and to see, including post meeting reports for the host. So if you want to track the attendance of the people who have joined your meeting, you will be able to do that in the near future. So this is in the roadmap, and this is how it would look like. If you see on the right side of your screen, the moderator or the host of the meeting will easily be able to track the attendance, and they will also receive a report post the call is done. So this feature is available for Business Plus and Enterprise editions. Next is the hand raising option. So for example, there are a lot of people in a forum. In the forum, I mean the Google Meet call. So if there is something that we need to say without interrupting the speaker, we can simply select the raise hand option, which will notify the speaker and they will understand that there is something that someone on the call needs to mention or talk about. So they can always make use of the raise hand feature. So it's a good way to actually be on the call and make their suggestions or ask anything without interrupting the speaker or the conversation that's happening on the call. Again, this is a feature which is in the roadmap. Next, we have breakout rooms. Now, what is breakout rooms and how does it work, or how will it work? So basically, when we are in a large forum of 40 to 50 people, and if we want to have parallel discussions, so at that time, the moderator will have an option to break out the meeting into smaller rooms. So that will enable us to have parallel conversations on projects, and it will be easier and quicker for us to finish that meeting and have a conclusion on it. So this is again in the roadmap, and it will be available soon with Business Standard Plus and the enterprise users. Q&A. So participant Q&A is a great feature or option for large meetings when we don't want a lot of interruptions, but we still want participation from the audience. So what we can do is we can enable the Q&A feature, or the Q&A feature will already be there. The audience will click on the Q&A, will ask their questions, and the presenter or the speaker at the end of the session can review all the questions and respond to them. So this again is in the roadmap. Similarly, we have the polling feature which is available. So it's a similar way to understand the sentiment or assist with planning. It is also a simple way to gather data from audience and share results. So if you see the example over here, there was a poll which was made by the speaker. What do you want to take away from today's meeting? And there were some of the key pointers which were shared by the people. So in a large forum, when I need a feedback on something, instead of asking them individually, I can enable the polls feature and I will be easily able to track the polls of or the feedback of all the participants. Next, collaborative brainstorming sessions. So now in a Google Meet call, we have an option to enable the whiteboard. So what's whiteboard? Whiteboard is nothing but a Jamboard. When you go to more options on a Meet call, you will have the first option as a Jamboard. So you can select an existing Jamboard, or you can open up a new one from a Google Drive where we can put up all our ideas and collaborate in a meeting. So this, I believe, is already available. Most of you might have already seen this feature. So if you want to collaborate in a meeting, you can enable the Jamboard and you can start using it in a Google Meet call. The next feature that we have is background blur. So on web and even on mobile devices, it will be now easier to take a meeting anywhere by letting you blur your background. So if you see on the right side of the screen, the first image, it's without blur, which is giving me access to the background. And the next image that I have here is with the blur background. So it will now allow us to blur the background. Apart from blurring the background, it also has a feature of replacing the background. Okay, so what does this mean? We will be now able to replace the background. So any image that we have in our computer, we can upload that image, or any preset image which will be available, we can replace the background with that. So if you want to blur or replace the background, those options will soon be available. So with this, we have completed the agenda that we had for Google Chat, Meet, and integrated workspace. Next, what we are going to talk about is Google Meet hardware. So Janvi, over to you.
Hello everyone. Again, this is Janvi Parekh. I work as a work transformation consultant in Sears, and as Ankit has given us an overview about the chat and the Meet upcoming features also, and how Meet is integrated with the uh, Google Workplace now. So the next step for it and the next transformation is about the Meet hardware. As we all know that in today's time, where every organization is believing, whether it's a small or a large, they believe in the video first meeting culture, and to take the transformation and to take it to the next level, to the enterprise meeting level, we have a Google Meet hardware over here, which is very well integrated with your G Suite Google Workplace, and we can have make the most of this hardware by installing it or deploying it in our conference room. So we all know that how Meet application work. Now I want you all to walk through and take you through how Meet work on the hardware side, and what all kind of options we have, and what all we can do with Meet hardware while we deploy it. So for today's, my agenda is to talk about the G Suite overview. So saying that G Suite overview over here means the integration with the G Suite and the Meet hardware, because we all know Meet application how it is integrated, but also to have a look on the Meet hardware. Next, we will be talking about the Google Meet hardware deployment, how the deployment goes over here, what are the steps that requires for the deploying of Meet hardware, the management of Meet hardware, how we can manage the Meet hardware once it has been deployed in your organization at a different geographical locations, how to manage it, and what all needs to be done for the Google Meet troubleshoot, the Meet hardware troubleshoot. So when I say the Google G Suite overview, I would like to give it a light that how Meet is seamlessly integrated with all the G Suite applications, like it, let it be a calendar, let it be your email, let it be your Gmail interface, because now we can see Meet application over here. That seamlessly it is integrated, and same goes for your Meet hardware. Once you install it or deploy it in your conference room, it is that easy to use the Meet hardware. All you need is a calendar to uh, create your event, to create a meetings. We can also assign a resource room where it makes most easier for us to locate our resource rooms, our conference room, so that we have very easy and clear view of which are the conference rooms where the Meet hardware is installed and how we can use it. And I can simply say that Meet hardware, Google Meet hardware is one tap solution. All you need to do is just have a calendar invite, have a meeting assigned, step into the room, one tap on the touchscreen controller, and you're good to go for your meeting. You're not required any in person's IT intervention to check whether your room resource room is ready or not, whether the connection is there, whether the hardware is ready. No passwords, no pin codes are required. It is very simple and very concise and very easy to get onto the call and start having a meeting over here. Now let's talk about the Google Meet hardware deployment. People say installing a hardware in some resource room, deploying it, setting it up, and it's a big task, it's a big hassle. But while if we talk about the Google Meet hardware, it is way too simple for the deployment and setting up the hardware. All you need to do in the first place is uh, get a hardware. We Sears over here help you with the setting up the hardware. We help you with the setup of hardware, how it needs to be placed, what are the positions which are best suitable for perfect meeting solutions, whether it be a small room or a large room, any meeting conference rooms, we help you out there. And second thing you need to do is activate the license. When the license is activated, what all we need to do is we need to enroll your device, and it is just like a 3-step over here to needs to be done for the deployment. Over here, there's a virtual picturization. You can see that what all it have in the Meet hardware kit. So there is this Asus Chromebox, which is a heart and soul of the Chromebox, the meeting kit. So everything is connected to this Chromebox. There is this display, which is your TV of the conference room. There's this camera. There's the speaker mic. This is the touchscreen controller where all the controlling happen. You have all the controllers over here in display, and all you need to do is plug everything together and ready to go. So first thing, to enroll your device, once the license is activated, you need to turn on your device. For a very first instance, we need to attach your keyboard because we need to enter the credentials and we need to perform certain actions. That's why an additional keyboard is required. Once the screen is set it up on your television on the TV display, what you need to do is just lay out the time zone and network. First two things needs to be set it up. Once it is done, what we need to do is we need to press Control Alt H on the keyboard. Why this step is required? Because when we turn on the device, it is on a Chrome OS mode, and what we need to do is we need to get it on a Chromebox for meeting mode. So for switching that for a very first instance, so this is one-time action when we are enrolling the device. After that, we will not require this to be done until and unless we want to re-enroll the device. So Control Alt H on your device keyboard, and we will switch to the Chromebox for meeting. You have to accept the terms and condition. The next part is to sign in with your G Suite email address and password. So most probably we suggest that admin's email ID password to be done, but there is no specification over here that you need to have only that ID, any credential of your domain. So let's say if I want to enroll it to sears.com, I need any credential from sears.com. So I can enter my email ID and password over here. When enrollment is complete, it will give you a next step. If you click on next, and it will be done. So click on done, and now Meet hardware screen will appear. How we have a Meet application screen, certainly the same screen will appear over here. A small check is required for testing your camera, speaker, phone, microphone. So it will ask you to plug everything and check your camera is working perfectly fine or not. Your speaker, you have to say certain things, and that's it. So this is only I can concise this in a 3-step enrollment device policy. So only 3 steps are required for enrolling your device. It is that simple and easy. It can be done in just a 15 minutes of time. So this is very simple for enrolling your device. Now let's say there are certain of times where we need to switch our devices. We need to have a different device with a different license. So in that case, when you want to remove your device and re-enroll it, so once your device is taken out, again you want to re-enroll it, all you need to do is first go into your admin console. So everything can be managed from your admin console, whether you are in that conference room, whether you are in that resource room or not, doesn't matter. All you need is the admin access, admin panel access, and the admin credentials, and you can sit anywhere in this geographical area, and you can manage your device and you can enroll and re-enroll it over here. So for changing the device at any point of time, what you need to do is go into your admin console. In devices, you will find a Google Meet hardware option, and over there all your hardware which are been enrolled in the organization, in the enterprise, we'll see the list over there. You just have to click on the particular device which you want to deprovision and you want to change. So you go in that device particularly, you click on that device, and over here you will see the option of deprovision. For changing anything, first you need to do is deprovision the device. So you click on deprovision, the window will pop up. To re-enroll a deprovision device, you need to deprovision. Click on that. Once you do it, again we need to set it to the pending status. So what if I want to re-enroll it again after a few months, few days, or I'm switching the device from one place to another place and I don't want it in active status? So what you need is do the pending status. You put it in the pending status so that again you can re-enroll it very quickly. And again, once it is set it in your perfect conference room, resource room, what you need to do is again we perform the same steps which we did for the enrollment. Turn on your device, attach a keyboard, a screen will appear. You just have to press Control Alt H on the screen, and again we enter the credentials, and we are again, so we have completed the enrollment process and we are good to go. So that easy of deployment, like setting up the device, activating the license, enrolling the device. Once you feel that okay, you want to switch the device, re-enrolling, deprovision. It's very simple. Just everything I required are two steps over there. Uh, if you guys have any question, please feel free to post it in the chat box. We would be delighted to answer all the questions, all the queries you have. So please do let us know. Also, while the deployment is done, there are a lot of people who ask like how we spread the word in our organization that we have transform our conference room into the perfect meeting room solution. So how do we do that? So over here we also help you out with the chain management activities. We help you out with telling spreading the word across in the organization. We help you out with the emailers, with the information emailers, how it works. We also help you out with the announcement. Let's say we will help you out with the posters and the steps, how to have the meeting arranged, how to do the meeting, what are the things to be required, what are the do's and don'ts when you're in a meeting, how we should do it. So everything can be managed, and we would be able to help you with the chain management activities also. So yes, we do that also, and there are certain chain management activities. Now, coming on to the point where we think, okay, how do we manage the Google Meet hardware? Now, we know that how we are deployed the hardware, we know how to use it, but how to manage it? I don't want again and again to be in that room and manage it. So yes, again the answer is simply you can manage it from your admin console. Centrally, you don't need to be in that room. All you need is the admin console and admin rights. Over here you can see it displays that how in your admin console you can see all the information related to your device. So I can say it's a device inventory where I can check all my devices list down over here. So let's say I have a 15, 20 or 100 devices in my organization, all can be listed over here. I can see customized filtration is over here. If I have a resource room name, it's an online, it's an offline, it's a provision status, I can check it from here by filtering it out. I can also filter it by OUs. So we know that how we created different OUs, and it has been set for the different organizational unit for the different people. So we can filter via devices via OUs also over here in the left hand corner. Also, I can download the device information. So certainly if 1, 2 or 5 number of units are there in my organization, it is easier to track. But let's say if it goes beyond 20, 30 and 50, it is hard to manage. So for that, we also have an option from where you can download the information of device. It will give you where location, the status of the device, working condition of it, provision, deprovision, every detail of it can be downloaded. And this is where the device inventory is. That if I particularly want to look any device, I just have to click on that and click, it will open a detailed study of it. Now coming on to that, what we can do with this hardware, what all we can do with. So yes, the setting and the policies we are talking about, there is an option over here. You click on the setting icon, and once you click it, we go deep down into that, and we have a certainly different settings for everything over here for the hardware. So there is a system setting, there is a meet setting, there's an alert setting and data settings. So when I say system setting, it is nothing but you can check what all system updates are there, where the new updates are going to come in. So that all we can check from the settings in the system setting. So any update, we can turn it on, we can disable any timed reboot. If I want my systems to be rebooted certainly at particular time, then I can assign that also. Time zone, any time zone needs to be changed in my system, I can do it from over here. So let's say if I want to work with a different time zone people and I want to set it across, we can do it. Then there is an option of meet setting. Now when I say a meet setting, it does not mean that we are changing the meet application setting over here, but we are changing a meet hardware setting over here, which includes the change in the wallpaper. Certainly there are requirements when we want that the wallpaper which is appearing on the meet, I want my company logo to be appear over there, or a customize. So we can customize a wallpaper, so we can change it from this particular setting in the device. Cell phones, if I want that meet can call, make a call, phone call, then I have to enable it over there. Going into this setting, just turn it on and it will be there. Recently you have known that hey Google voice control is available for the hardware also. So if I want to control it via voice, I just have to go into the settings, I just have to turn it on, and you can have a voice control. Now all let the voice do the talking, and everything is managed. There's the option of display power saving. So when your device is not in working mode, not turned on and not in active, you can power it off for power saving. So yes, you can change it via going into the settings set. Then there are alerts. So when I'm saying of alerts, it means that what kind of a alert receipt I need when my device is turned on, turned off, any problem is there, any hardware is missing. So we can enable it via going into this particular setting, and over there we can assign email notification is needed, or a SMS is needed, or a both is required. So an alert will be sent to the recipient. Offline alert, let's say if my device is offline and I want to receive any alert for that also, you can enable it. Peripheral alert is also available. So I want to receive a alert for when the peripheral is detached to it, it is not properly working. I can certainly have that also. The last setting section is a data sharing. Now, data sharing is majorly, we can understand by the name itself. It's a log and it's a reporting section. So if I want a report for diagnostics, let's say I want to see the matrix and the logs of my meeting, that how it is going, were there any congestion, how long the meeting was, how many participants were there, we can track it down everything. So we just have to turn it on into this setting, and that will be available for us. So report diagnostic, log and feedbacks also, such kind of a reports. Any error reports is also available, and certainly the data stage reports are also available. So when we talk about a proper conferencing solution, yes, we required certain kind of a backend policies and settings to be sent us, the meeting data sharing, everything. So yeah, that are available with the hardware kit over here. So system setting, as I explained you over here, it has system setting, time zone and everything. Meet setting, as I told you, wallpapers, cell phone numbers to be turned on, hey Google voice control, so that you can change it via going into this section. Alerts, alert received via email or SMS, yes, we can do it. Then report diagnostic, log and feedbacks, and error reports. So any, just you have to turn on so that we can receive those kind of things. Now we know that all kind of policies we have set it up, but what if any trouble is there, any issue which is not being sought out? So for Google Meet hardware, we have a troubleshooting. All you need to do is turn on the device, go into the admin console, have a meeting assigned to it. We can connect via meeting over here also. So for a meeting anywhere, we just not require a hardware to be there at present for conducting a meeting. You can turn on any meeting from your admin console also. You just click on the device, particular hardware which we are looking for to run a diagnostic, connect to a meet, connect over here, start a meeting, and then click on run diagnostic. So it will show you what kind of a error or what kind of a problem that particular device is facing. It takes few minutes to diagnose, to run, to complete the diagnostic. So little be a patient for it, have a couple of minutes to be run over there, and then if you refresh, you will find a report. So this is where the report is. So you can see view details. If you view details and you download that particular file, and you'll be able to have a diagnostic data over here, which will say what packet loss was there, congestion was there, any issue was there. So yeah, we can have a report for that. You can also reboot your device from your admin console itself. Go on particular hardware which you feel you want to reboot. Click on the right and left hand corner. There's a reboot section over there. Reboot device. Just click on reboot, and it will be rebooted. So request will be sent, and it will be completed in a while. So these are the things. You can collect system logs also. Now to collect a system log for a particular hardware, what we need to do is we need to restart the device. Now we know that on the first place, how we enroll the hardware. We enroll it via Control Alt plus H for getting into the Meet screen, the Chrome for Meetings screen. Now to have a system log, to collect a system log, what we need to do is, again, we need to restart the device, press Ctrl Alt S to switch to the OS mode. When you switch to the OS mode, you can go onto this particular link, internal Chrome OS, and there is an option to choose from store system logs or click system store logs and user log. So you can select that you only require a system log or you require a system log with the user log. The file will be saved in downloaded folders on the device. For further support, you can contact Google for providing you more log files, date and time of the issue, device serial number, meeting ID. They can provide everything. So for those call logs, you need to perform this action and we can download the file over here. For more troubleshooting resources, yeah, your first handy place would be the Sears. We would love to help you with all the issues within a time frame so that you don't face or your meetings are not getting interrupted for any of the reasons. But if not, then there are FAQs for troubleshooting Google Meet hardware. And ultimately, yes, you can contact Sears and we would be possibly we would end the solution over there. We would give you the solution to how fix the problems, but if not, we can also help you out with contacting the Google support. So these are certainly some of the pages which you can visit. Known issues, there are certainly known issues for the Chrome base and the Chrome box for meeting, how it faces and what are the available workarounds for it. But yes, we would be able to help you out with those. So that is all for the Meet hardware section, where we wanted to walk you through.